Hey everyone, Kim Snyder here from Reverse Your Funnel, and I want to show you today one of my very favorite email marketing ninja tricks. There are a lot of use cases for it, as I'm sure you'll figure out when I show it to you. What I'm going to do is automate the sending of a personal email. And by personal email, I don't mean one that has someone's name in it. I mean one that is actually sent from my Gmail account. But that I don't touch and it's all automated. So what I'm going to do, before I show you how to set it up, let me just show you what this would look like. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to pull up one of my dogs here. So I will just pull up, we'll pull up Boone. And I'm going to, that's Boondoggle, okay? And I'm going to drop Boone into an automation that triggers this email so that you can see what it looks like. And so the way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to add him to this real quick, called API test. Again, this is just to be able to show this to you. And I'm going to give it a second. You can see that that completed. And if I run over here to my Gmail, so this is the email that he got. And you can see it came to boone@kimsnyder.com. It was sent from kim@reverseyourfunnel.com. It is an email. And in this case, it just says, email, I just want to confirm you received the link to the videos that I sent you, blah, 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 right? And if I was to go over here to Reverse Your Funnel instead, you can see that this was actually sent, there it is, to Boone out of my, in this case, Gmail account, but it doesn't have to be Gmail. So let me show you how we get this done. We use a tool called Zapier. If you're not familiar with Zapier, Zapier lets you integrate different apps without needing to write any code. And so in this case, what we're doing is we are integrating Gmail with ActiveCampaign. ActiveCampaign sends the trigger. Zapier then tells Gmail to send the email. And that's how it works. So I'm going to show you how to make this. It's called a Zap. You can do this, by the way, I have the professional plan. You can do it on a lower plan. Their next plan down is it's under $20 a month, I believe, if you don't already have it. This is a tool that I literally cannot live without. So I'm going to say, make a Zap. I am going to do this between Infusionsoft and Gmail. In this case, it doesn't have to be Infusionsoft. Obviously, I just showed you can do it with ActiveCampaign. You could also do it with other emails. It's just easiest, I think, to do Infusionsoft and Gmail, because that's what I have. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose the app. And the app that I'm going to choose is going to be the triggering app, meaning what's going to kick off this email, is Infusionsoft. And I'm going to use a tag being added to a contact to be the trigger. I say save and continue. I test my Infusionsoft account. Good to go. If I needed to add an account, it hadn't been connected yet, it's very easy to do. I do that right here. I say save and continue. Now it wants to first, it wants to know what is the name of the tag that is going to trigger this email. So what I'm going to do is, let's just say that, I'm just going to grab one here. Let's just use, I don't know, this one, canceled by owner, okay? Just for grins, just for fun. All right, so when this tag is applied to a contact, in Infusionsoft, it's going to send them a personal email from me. Okay, so I say continue. Now it wants to test this. So meaning it's going to ask me to go into Infusionsoft and actually apply that tag to a contact so that as we're setting this all up, it can use a real contact to test it all. So I'll show you what that looks like. So I go, this is my sandbox account in Infusionsoft, go, okay. So what I'm gonna do, I think I'll go find Boone again, okay. So there's Boondoggle in Infusionsoft, and we'll just add a tag to Boone. So that tag was canceled by owner, like that. So I say apply. All right, so I've just applied that. And what's gonna happen now is I come over here and I say fetch and continue. And it's checking to see if anybody has got that tag. It says, all right, someone test successful. Someone did get that tag. And if I scroll down through here, you could see that the contact it found was Boondoggle. Okay, great, which is who we would expect it to find. So now that it's got some data to work with, it says continue. So we have the trigger. So now the question is, what do we want to do now that this has been triggered? And what we want to do is we want to send an email. And in this case, I'm going to send it from my Gmail account. So we say send email. That's the action. Which account? I'm going to send this just out of, well, I'll send it out of reverse your funnel, the same as we did before. Who is this going to? So right here in this little drop down, this is why it's so handy to get that test data, is all you have to do, you don't have to know the name of these fields. All you have to do is come down here and find the email address, right? So it's dynamic. Whoever's email gets triggered, that's who it's going to go to. You could CC, BCC. You can also do, right, who is it from? From name, if we want, that's me. And reply to, no. Subject, we do need that. So we're going to just say something like, sorry, you needed to cancel. Okay, something like that. Now, here's a key here. If you put this in plain text, okay, for one thing, one of the use cases I use this for is just to get around deliverability issues, spam folders, things like that. So similar to the sample one that I sent to Boone, if you do plain text, then the odds of it being delivered are higher. It's also simpler to do. If you know HTML, if you can write HTML, then you can also do that. You can, do formatting and so forth. But for me, for this one, just to keep it simple, we're going to just do plain text. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to say, dear, and notice if you think that you know you're going to have first names, you could do something like this, and you could put some, dummy text in there and say, warmest regards, me, right? Something like that, okay? We could, all right, good enough. And then we don't want any of that. We don't want any attachments, and I'm going to say continue. So it gives me a chance to review this. Dear Boone, okay, great. Now when I say create and continue, it's actually going to send this test email. You can see that it was sent, okay? And I'm going to say finish. If I come over here, I need to go back to Boone. There you go. Sorry you needed to cancel, dear Boone. Just plain old text, okay? But it's, there's no unsubscribe link. It's obvious that it came from me, okay? And that is really dead super simple to do. So that is how we create an automated personalized email. Okay. Now, once we have this done, then, right, we've got the Zap set up. Then what we would want to do, actually in this case I'm working in Infusionsoft, so we want to go set up whatever campaign we're going to use in order to send this email. So let's just say, we'll just for fun create a new campaign, and it says cancel request received, something like that. We say save. Let's imagine it's something like this. They fill out a web form, okay? And the web form is, to cancel account. Okay, so that's not a draft. Okay, this is to cancel their account. And then we say cancellation form. And then when that happens, what we want is a sequence that applies a tag like that. That's what we want. So that tag, apply remove tag, is going to be, in this case, apply now, cancel by owner. Okay, so now what's going to happen is, if I come down here and put a note, right, when applied, triggers Zap, which sends email from Kim. Okay, something like that. Turn that on, and this is ready to go. So that is whether, again, it doesn't matter whether you're using Infusionsoft or ActiveCampaign or any of the others. It doesn't matter whether you're using Gmail, as long as Zapier. So if I can name this, by the way, which is, cancel from me, and then I turn this on, and it's ready to go. Okay. It's in my dashboard, and it's there somewhere. There it is. Okay, so as long as it's one of the 500 plus apps that Zapier integrates with, you can do this. Okay, so that's how it's done and how it's set up. And I hope you found that helpful. Remember, you're either ripening and rotting or green and growing. So let's get growing.